Eliasaph Serwadda n'oluvannyuma agenda kwogerako gye tuli. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul, with my soul. It is well, it is well.
We were with Kano Edith Nakalema on Saturday in Soroti, where, as usual, she joined us when we were celebrating the life of Brigadier General Charles Oluka, who was a friend to all of us. And as usual, Nakalema is always full of life. She's full of words, wearing her trademark smile. And we were very happy to be with her that Saturday. I never got to shake her hand because she sat a little bit far away from me. We ended that celebration very well, Lord Bishop. And later in the evening, I saw messages from the social media, as usual. Sometimes social media has factual messages, sometimes they do have wolokoso. So when I saw this, I remembered that I had seen Nakalema in the body of our brother Oluka, and she was in her good mood. I could not connect it to this message. From where I saw it in the social media, I even answered that, but we have just been with the Kano Edith Nakalema, and we are very happy in the other celebration. Where does this message again come from? And then the people started responding that the message was accurate. I did make a phone call to Kano Edith Nakalema, and she was crying on phone. A clear testimony that the message was true. We spoke for 1 or 2 minutes, and I told her that I would come and join her in the burial, the final burial service. I thank God that I was able to make it. Amid so many competing items, my own, then the ones of the office, then the ones of the voters, I want to thank God that I was able to physically make it here. Lord Bishop and dear mourners, I cannot pretend that I knew the Rev.Eliasaph Serwadda physically, because all of you will know that Alupo is not telling us the truth. But what is true is that I may have known him by osmosis or indirectly through his children, like many leaders have just alluded to. I knew Kano Nakalema 25 years ago, and at that time, Brigadier General Mayongo was preparing a quick team of intelligence officers to support the government in the elections of 2021. Elections of 2001. And Lord Bishop Kaweweta Training School was full, Singo was full, but Brigadier General Mayungu wanted to produce trained counterintelligence officers within 8 months. So they picked a team of officers from CMI and also picked another team from SFC where Kanona Kalema was. Me, I was from CMI. And we met in a certain training place in Kasenyilea near Lake Victoria, where we were sleeping in a container. Our mattress was putting them down. Yeah, Lord Bishop, that's when I knew that a container is a very hot thing. I think after some 2 or 3 months, they shifted us now to Katabi Barracks. They made us to sleep in a classroom. It was very big. We were about 5 people who were female. Kanona Kalema, Gaba Betty, the Kiriza, Inait, and then the charity was taken when we were still in Kasi. Again, sleeping down on our mattresses, putting them down. But the training was ongoing, and the Lord Bishop was not a simple training. There is a very strict instructor called Tingira, who was teaching us about counter-terrorism. I think his paper was the hardest. So what I preach from Nakalema then, prayer. Whether the church is near or the church is far, whether the religious leader is far or near, prayer was constant. We could pray in the morning, we could pray in the night, we could pray in the evening when we were outside the church. Little did I know that the father of Kanona Kalema was actually a religious leader. So like many leaders have said, the father left results for us in his children. So from that time, we became friends with Nakalema. We speak when we have chance to speak. We work when we are given assignments to work. And the next very close time that I interacted with Kano Edith Nakalema was when she was acting 50 years of His Excellency the President. I had a challenging time in the Ministry of Education. Amidst the hard work that we tried to do there, Lord Bishop knows how we used to work with him on many institutions in the diocese and other areas. But there was a very, I think, a classified incident which happened to me in the office, and I needed the guidance of His Excellency the President. She gave me the audience very quickly. And I got to speak to His Excellency the President, and he guided me very well, and I went back to work peacefully. The most passionate one is on the fight against corruption. The Mzee lying before us gave us a good gift in Nakalema on those that are at the forefront of the fight against corruption. Many of us, Lord Bishop, including you, the leaders of the church, fight corruption every day. Even the mourners here fight corruption every day. But the degree at which Kano Nakalema fights corruption is incredible. And I will just give one last testimony before I read His Excellency the President's message. In the last election, Lord Bishop, like any other politician, I participated. And the election was peaceful. 5 o'clock as usual, elections closed. And everybody draws their attention to the Tally Center. Apparently Secondly, I had never gone to the Tally Center. I was always assuming that everybody is frank. When things are being ticked by people, those are the ones which are announced. So I never used to go to the Tally Center. But someone told me that Your Excellency, Honorable that time, if you don't go to the Tally Center, you're going to lose. I said, but what do they do in the Tally Center? Do they continue voting in the Tally Center? I thought voting ends at 5. The person repeated, if you don't go to the Tally Center, you are going to lose. So I also started learning how to go to the Tally Center. I went there at around 6. I found all other candidates there. We sat 7 o'clock. They were playing very soft music. Yeah, that was my first time. I don't know whether that's what they do. Soft music. 7 o'clock, we were sitting, listening to that soft music. 8 o'clock, we were sitting. 9 o'clock, we were sitting, listening to the soft music. Then I started asking those others who had been coming. I said, this is what happens. What time do they start tallying? Because I had started seeing results of other people celebrating in Soroti, in Serere, in other parts of the country, that they have already announced theirs. Ours, they had not started tallying, not even a single polling station. 9:30, almost everybody in Teso sub-region now knew had been declared. And all of us had our results, as anyone could have. So when we reached 9:30, I walked out of, I stood up and asked the returning officer. He was not even outside, he was inside. I asked someone to call him and he politely came. So I asked him that other people are now celebrating that they are finished to win their elections. They have already declared them officially. For us here in Qatar, we have not started even tallying one. Then I said, this is my first time also to be in the Tally Center. Is this what happens? He told me that he has not received any results yet. Not even the results from the downtowns or where we were, which has just 4 words. Then I called a friend of mine who had won, and he said that if you don't act now to force him to start tallying, he is buying time in order to change those results. So I decided to pick my phone call. Being a nobody, I had stayed in the village for 5 years. Of course, I was a nobody. So I called, I scrolled my phone and saw the switchboard number of His Excellency the President. I called. So the President said, what is it? My daughter. I said, here in Katakwi, you have got this. Torma County, this one is leading. Musu County, this one is leading. Ngayam County, this one is leading. Katakwi District, Umanepi, I am leading. And we have our results, all of us are here. But the only reason I'm calling is that the returning officer, Mr. Mkasa, has not started tallying even a single polling station. Then the President told me, you will receive a phone call now in the next 2 minutes. You talk to that person. Who was that person? Kano Edith Nakalema. At that time, she was in charge of State House and Corruption Unit. And she only told me one sentence. She's always on a mission now, just to act. She wants to act on the correct path. That His Excellency the President has told me, you repeat what you have told him. Repeat to me exactly what you have told him. So I repeated. And then she told me that if he does not start tallying in the next 5 minutes, you call me back. You have my line. And she gave me her line. So I now walked back from the gate of the Electoral Commission place to the Tally Center. When I reached there, I found that the returning officer was beginning to tally. He was making an announcement that he's now ready to start tallying. I don't know what she told him. I don't know. Lord Bishop, I cannot lie. I'm only saying what I know. But the tallying started instantly, non-stop. a clear demonstration that he had all the ballot boxes. Corruption. Corruption is not only about stealing money. Corruption in the elections breaks the hearts of voters. Because when they choose their person, they know why. General Damblera, you are here. Magambo, you are here. The NRM primaries are coming. It is the foundation of the national election. Apparently, mine had already been messed up, the primaries. The DPC had carried the things to Kampala and changed the things from Kampala, made me an independent. The voters said, we shall do it again, then they changed in Kampala again. I want to thank you, Kanona Kalema. Maybe I will not be here. I will not be here. I'm very certain about that. The leadership of His Excellency the President and the whole country is appreciating. Therefore, Nimbashaba, Wajira His Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, now HB na China Rem, Umuka Ruruka 2026, Umwaka, Ubulikwija. Maybe this is a message for another day. We will come back and talk with you another day in details, including that Lunyangole of mine which looks like Latin. But I'm going to improve on it. I pray that Kanona Kalema and the siblings, you remain united, stay stronger. This is a time that you should make your dad proud of you. Because he's no longer physically here for you to run to, but he's watching. So, blessings will continue coming directly from him to you. By the time my dad died, I was not even a member of parliament. But I knew that because he was a God-fearing man, he joins the saints. And the saints are always watching over all of us. Protection, giving us strength, and giving us wisdom. Let me now read the message of His Excellency the President. I was saddened by the news announcing the death of Museveni Rev.Eliasaph Serwadda. On behalf of government and on my own behalf, I convey heartfelt sympathies to Colonel Edith Nakalema and the entire family upon the death of your dear father. I thank the late Reverend Eliasaph for having laid a strong moral and spiritual foundation for his children. He was firmly rooted in the religious tradition of the revival movement. The revival movement taught the Christians to fear God and love one another. The late Eliasaph instilled the principles of the revival movement into his children. I have observed that Colonel Nakalema, whom I have deployed in a number of positions, is highly disciplined, hardworking, and patriotic. This has enabled her to continue making a commendable contribution to nation building. Therefore, I salute the late Reverend Eliasaph for raising a God-fearing family. It is a sad moment for the family and the church, which he served diligently. His wise counsel, love, and care will be missed by all. I pray that the Almighty God grants you the fortitude and courage to go through this moment of grief and loss. Although he has departed from your midst, the scriptures give assurance that death is not the end for believers. This is the hope that you should hold firmly, knowing that, I open quotes, for if we believe that Jesus died and rose again, even so then also which sleep in Jesus will God bring with him. I close the quotes. That is Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 14. May the soul of the late Museveni Rev.Eliasaph Serwadda rest in eternal peace. Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, 11 February 2025. Lord Bishop, that is the message of His Excellency the President, the family, and if you will kindly allow me, I will proceed to present the message to the bereaved family, and the message is accompanied with 10 million Uganda shillings towards the burial arrangements. I have also brought my small envelope, whose figure will not be announced here for obvious reasons. So I will be presenting this message and two envelopes. The smaller one is mine and the big one is for His Excellency the President.
Kakati mugenda kukkiriza Mama Chief Mona, the Vice President, atwale obubaka bwa mabugo ga million 10 nga zivudde wa His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda. Tufuneko mu ngalo era bw'anaamaliriza tujja kusukako ffenna tufune anthems ezo n'oluvannyuma tuddeyo eri ekkanisa. Tweyanza nnyo, tweyanzege mama ffe. Okay.
Yabara munonga MC kandi Vice President aliona yebaza abeka kandi muryecho yanazaga ko muntereye twaza kutendereza twena twakira umureberezi atumuruze turugaha tuze kuzika Serwadda kote tendereza ye
ogw'omushaija twashendekereza yatigekera kyana yatigekirari mubyakozire yatigekirari ombaana b'omugasho abazungu bagira ngu the fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, and that one is not a given. Sometimes there is no fruit at all, or the fruit may go bad, but we thank God that He brought forth very useful and good fruit in the person of these children that before us. Ebindi nebyakoze abantu bahovuzi bamugambaho nyowe wanditsiro mkomu ni Edith mpaho ntuhereza kumwe omahe na n'obutahi nandi omuyambarira konka Edith niwe yanditsiro mkomu nangwenu katunga n'omugisha okubaho Reverend Mwemeka nka Reverend omukanisa oko Gomba era nsanyusa nnyo okulaba Bishop Lubowa eyo nayo ngwayo webale nnyo okujja okwerekera mukwano gwo ate omuweereza mu kkanisa. Ebindi Tito Mcheno mkeku byebale tushendekeza mutahi waabwe okasitisha heji okimwine by'omufere gukwera byebale kuba ekyokureberaho mwebale tuzaalira abaana balungi abana mwebale mugurusi Tito Mcheno yafaje abandi bagweguru ari omuntu gweguru okuzika kukabisha konka bayafire kale so mwebale kuzikaje omugurusi mpaho ayizikire abwe kuragiro rungi konka nimwe muzikirege abaganda bagira ngu abafire omuzira tewabansiitaano emanze because gender he died peacefully and he didn't have to suffer a lot. So we want to thank God for his life and for his legacy, which is rich, as you saw. You have a big job in it to keep that legacy alive, to fit in those big shoes. I want to thank everyone for turning up. I want to thank the church for nurturing him but also for giving back because of his service, long, dedicated service. And the lesson we pick, I think, as I end, is that if you decide to do something, do it with dedication, with divided attention, with divided loyalty. Live it, talk it, walk it. And Serwadda truly lived the life of a servant.
Odga murimbarra ninga notekateka kwijo murimbarra abaling suits beno buraro bwamani munonga kandi benene bitanda birungi tibakakoma buraro benene bala nungi bozirime cyo kumye cyaburi muringo bene na hotelo halimu emere yachiraguju nangwa n'ekijungu kandi orende emere yo kutwaro waba baling suits naco barachikora eco mujungu ari kweta ngo ni take away bene na sauna na steam ogesro na massage basa kubura bayicira kugira ngo akoboherezobwe parking yabo ne yamani munonga kandi nimpango ebyo kwerinda byabo biri guruguru munonga kandi abaling suits barashango mu rurembo rwambara omuri Katete waruga parking ya boda boda ya St Mary's ori kwenda kubukinga urabasa kurabera namba ze smeji 079 kaga na mwenda kandi urabasa kugamba na director wa link suits ori kurabera namba ze smeji 0 kaga nemwe 5595 ogesro ne ya 0 kaga nemwe 5595 twena katurukangira link suits kugira ngo tutungo buhereza burungi.